Spurs have their hands on one of those for 17 years. But, and it is a big, big part, the small matter of $130 million that comes as a guarantee with Champions League qualification. It's money that's needed to finance a sporting revival at both clubs. We often say that players are playing for their futures in these big end-of-season showdowns. That's never been more true for this evening's players. They are on deal or no deal island. The English Premier League never lies. You're only as good as your results, and you can't escape the fact that Spurs and United are both in the bottom five of those standings. Results as bad as anyone can remember. But they are two of the three best supported teams in that league. The loyalty, the potential, the pressure on them to put smiles on those faces is colossal. It's been built as a full English final, and we're probably still in the final. Both squads have been wrapped by interest all season. It's Postecoglou has lost the services of Dan for the second since the semi-final win. So his only change from the lineup that plays better is the Star to replace Kulusevski. Some young men is fit only for a place on the bench. So Christian Romero captains the side. Thanks to Lucas Bergman and the other unlucky frontline players to miss the final through injury. Europa have chosen a German keyboarder. Felix Meyer, real estate man, Berlin is the referee. And just in case you're making comments for later, 3 of the last 4 Europa League finals have been decided by penalty shootouts. Dave United fans a sneak preview of his final plans in their last game on Friday. Just one change of the 11 that played and lost at Chelsea. Lenny Yoro is fit to return after 10 days out with a foot injury. It's 3 changes in all from the semi-final against Athletic Bilbao, with Amad Diallo and Mason forcing their way into the team ahead of Ugarte, Garnacho, Joshua Zirkzee and Diogo Dalot are fit for the bench. Manchester United were here in Golden State just 3 weeks ago. They only went and beat the Pride of Bilbao Athletic Club in the semi-finals. They didn't get the script for that one, went here and spoiled the party. All too rare, good recent memories to draw upon. Another strange aspect of what is a very, very strange occasion. It's been a surreal run and a surreal final for both teams, for both clubs. And the fact that they're both here is nothing short of a miracle. What will you mentioned come out of seasons for the club? Huge prize right on paper. Stanley Tottenham Hotspur never won a UEFA Cup game in Spain. They lost the Champions League final in Madrid 6 years ago. There will be a consolation, no escape for the defeated tonight. It's a horrible final to lose. No gallant losers here this evening, no sympathy, no pats on the back for all your efforts during the year. It is a high stakes, high jeopardy game. It's Squid Game on grass. Red light, green light. Tottenham Hotspur, first met in the 19th century. Over 200 encounters since then. They have played against each other in European competition before. They have contested a cup final before, but never won quite like this. 500 miles from the English coastline, an English civil war on foreign soil. Tottenham Hotspur in the all. Immediate test for Lenny Yoro back in the Manchester United lineup. And Diallo will play as a right wing back, combining with Bruno Fernandes. And the changes in the Manchester United team enable Fernandes to come into the centre, the core of the side.
Yeah, and it's an interesting one, isn't it? The change for Manchester United in there brings Yoro in and his ability to drive forward in that 3-4-3 that Manchester United have out of this place is key. Such a big part of their game. I'll be looking to see Mason Mount, who's been ticking recently. Amad Diallo has been really sharp in behind someone to believe your centre forward. Nicholas Hoyland can find his feet on the biggest stage. The Spurs, you're looking at them and they're pretty much a simple 4-3-3. They've gone for start, they've gone for length, they've gone for drive in midfield to get around Casemiro and Fernandes. Pedro Porro, right back, is probably one of the most creative players in their team now. Crosses to the far post for Solanke and Richarlison is going to be one of their key threats. Get forward against Europa. Manchester United were here in Bilbao for that semi-final 3 weeks ago. They were 3-0 up by half time. 3 goals in the last 15 minutes of that first half. The clubs won their semi-finals without too much fuss. After dramatic quarter-finals. But the dramas have never been far away from Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United all season long. Too many. It's a block. It's Bissouma. Johnson has got pace and will try to smash his legs against Luke Shaw. Shaw.
Yes!
He's not happy with it. But he might have to get used to that tonight, Clive. He might have to get used to running towards his own goal. Because Tottenham has got points as well there, hasn't he? Tottenham in Europe. Sat in, they've sat tight. They've gone long, they use the physicality, Solanke, Richarlison, Brennan Johnson's running power. And it's ball.
Let's go, guys. Corner.
The window a little bit. Corner kick, the Tottenham Hotspur probably shouldn't have. Pedro Porro will take it. And foul by Maguire is relieved any embarrassment that the German referee might have had. And they come from that. Handley rectifies the situation, doesn't it? We're back to where we should have been. 100th game in charge of Tottenham for Postecoglou. He's come this far. He wants to finish what he started. He didn't take a backward step in his media briefing yesterday. Mate, he's bullish by nature. His team are usually bullish in style. They haven't scored in their last 2 games. They've never gone 3 without a goal under his management. And as Ron mentioned, they were watchful in the semi-final against Bodo Glimt. Had less than 50% possession in both legs of that match against fairly modest Norwegian opponents. They bossed that semi-final and they didn't boss the ball. Another battle. We'll get used to Romero on Hoyland, and we just saw that Casemiro's going up with him for the long ball forward, I think. Shaw will take the free kick. Maguire always seems to win the ball. There's a horribly sliced, attempted clearance by Destiny Udogie. It's resulted in a corner kick for Manchester United this time. Nervous. Tottenham nervous defending. Romero knew he was outflanked. Doggy activated. The weaknesses, set pieces. They've certainly got to take strength and attacking power. They scored goals in previous rounds from this Fernandes corner. Why number 5 is such a force in the air. The set pieces. Bruno Fernandes takes this one. Tottenham managed to smuggle it away as far as Luke Shaw. That's Raul. Bruno Fernandes looking to keep the attack alive. Vicario cannot claim it, didn't get it. And Hoyland has found Bruno Fernandes.
Get on.
Still, he hit Mount. He was driven it out of there. But it was a dicey moment back there for Tottenham Hotspur. Luke Shaw. Mason Mount. Really unclear thinking. Tottenham, there's no clarity in the defending at the minute. 5 minutes in, and in a final, in a cup final, you're looking and you've got heightened senses. You want to get involved in the game. Vicario is an excitable goalkeeper. He's certainly made a rash decision there. It's his first season in European competition. He made some good saves in Alkmaar. He made some really good saves late in Frankfurt. He's just picked up an award in England for the April Save of the Month in the English Premier League, but he made costly errors in recent games against Wolverhampton Wanderers and Nottingham Forest, and it was his judgment, his punching, his rather rash nature coming for the ball. Given away by Dorgu.
This is Johnson. Maguire. Casemiro swept forward to Amad Diallo. Casemiro. The Zuma all over it. Free kick.
It's actually frantic, isn't it? In 5 minutes, team's giving away the ball and just taking the foul and just trying to get a palm on it.
Lost as many games as he's won since taking on the job 6 months ago. Ruben Amorim. He's only 14. You get the impression that Manchester United have invested in him and his ideas for the long term, but just what long term is in elite sport always depends. Certainly to a degree on the next result. Our results have not been good enough so far. This is Richarlison.
Go, go.
A lot of high challenge by Casemiro, but he got the ball. That's Rowie. Breakdown in communication with Amad Diallo, but Manchester United have the throw.
Poor clearance from Onana. Put Manchester United under pressure. Couldn't capitalize, but just seeing the temptation for both teams to get the ball forward as quick as you can and just need to get a grip on the game.
Wayland. And he filled off the Zuma.
Yes.
So successfully for a gain of 20 yards or so. Spurs, and the club do prefer being called Spurs to Tottenham, by the way. Spurs have beaten Manchester United 3 times already this season. 3 wins in which they've scored 8 goals. The last goalless game between the two was more than 10 years ago. United haven't managed to win any of the last 6 meetings. But in that 125 years of history with Spurs, they've never before lost 4 in a row. And never before has entered the vocabulary of both clubs this season, all too frequently and not usually too positively. Manchester United trusting Onana's ability with the ball at his feet. It was seen as one of his strong points when he was signed from Inter Milan.
You can see that Harry Maguire, and it's an interesting trait that Manchester United have. He steps out of the defence when they have it to allow Onana the ball. That in turn brings pressure onto himself. They just Tottenham will just press straight through him and straight onto Onana.
Bentancur. Zuma back to Romero wearing that captain's armband. Here's Pedro Porro.
Yes.
Onana shuts down. It was very good defending by Mazraoui because Richarlison was next in the queue for that searching cross.
Yeah, and there it is. Porro just getting the ball out of his feet. Talked about it at kick-off, Clive, and he just knows. Just hit the far post. Richarlison's there. He's got a height advantage on Mazraoui. Solanke's brilliant at attacking the ball, and Onana knows it as well. Desperate to get involved, like Vicario. The minds are going a mile a minute.
Porro's back on the ball.
He's making the point to think via the referee about Qatar. He's not doing anything wrong right now.
Sar standing right in front of the goalkeeper. Van der Ben is in there too. It swung in and Onana manages to punch it. Did pretty well to get some length there. It was a bit straight. Porro. Defended by Mount this time.
Porro's shot there. He went for goal. The shot from the corner. They know Onana's a risky business.
Referee has penalised Amad Diallo. The last half dozen games now started, the last 3. Amad Diallo, after 3 months out following an ankle operation, he has been one of the bright spots of Manchester United's season. Maguire's mobility being tested. He didn't find.
Come on, come on, come on.
Here's Johnson.
Middle. Oh,
It'll come
kick
out
it.
to be hit first time. There's an opportunity for Papsar. Manchester United embarrassed the pace there.
Jesus.
An error by Harry Maguire at the start of all of that.
First big chance of the game, and again, it's that ball over the top of Luke Shaw. Nothing too clever about it, but it's effective. His save was effective. Now he missed time in his jump in here. Just deal with the ball, amount of his experience, get it off the pitch and defend the throw. And Arna stands up, stands big, waits for his teammates to get involved, but unnecessary pressure on themselves, Manchester United.
Maguire did atone to a degree by blocking the shot from Sarr.
Man low on confidence now, and Arna, this is really, really tough for him. Porro strikes these so hard, and it will fly across heads, fly across bodies on this angle. It's so hard to know, to gauge where to stand in your goal.
Driven in again, a little lower this time.
Kick it. Come on.
United can't clear with Charlison.
Oh, my God.
It's a corner kick. They had an opportunity to get that away.
I'm just grateful that they did get it away. It's good pressure from Tottenham. It wasn't a perfect corner. Down there, he dropped him back onto the line to protect the keeper and forgot about the ball itself.
Porro to test out Onana and company again. Onana pleading with the referee for a little bit of space in his 6-yard box. And pleading with the men around him. Do some defending for him. Porro. Headed by Maguire.
Oh, come on.
Free kick has been given against Brennan Johnson. Yellow caught it in the face. It's not the yellow, I beg your pardon. That's fine. You're right.
It's all good. It's fine.
A few big moments for Spurs there. They just seem to have found their feet a little bit. They've got to go to with that long ball. If you're in doubt, go for it. He's not playing Son. I don't think he'll get anywhere close to the 90 minutes, would he? He'll have an impact later on in the game.
Narrow up above Hoyland. So looking for Dorgu. He's looking to get past Porro. Come back up some Bentancur. Shaw slid in. Referee happy for the game to continue. That's right. United just looking to settle things if they can, but Tottenham are pressing the ball quite aggressively. But now Euro can escape. Here's Mazraoui ahead of him. Dorgu.
Nice.
Porro doing the defending.
The switch is on for Manchester United. Diallo on the top of the screen. Far side, he's the option. It's getting it there to him is the problem.
Why seeking out Dorgu again, he's pacey. And he forced the cross, forced the corner off Cristiano Romero.
It's that switch. It is that direct ball. Their width from the wing backs is what gives them the option. It's a high task, it's a high challenge for Dorgu to get on the end of it, but anything, once you've got quite beyond the top of the defence, is an opportunity.
It's quite a cool, cloudy evening in northern Spain. Perfect conditions, really, for high-tempo football. Both these two are going at it. Bruno Fernandes.
Get it, get it, get it.
It's a rather hesitant punch. It's coming off for Amad Diallo.
Oh my God.
Nobody got a touch. But again, Vicario, under pressure, was unable to clear his lines.
Yeah, wasn't confident, was it? You just see initially, just the arm across the head, chest of Vicario from Hoyland was enough to put him off. And he just needed that touch, didn't it? It was before that, just held Vicario up, having to be stretched. And just fire it across goal and see what happens from Amad Diallo. He's not moved. He's on his own. Everyone else was up.
Big night for Amad Diallo. He's sat out to Europa League finals in the past on the bench without being called upon. 4 years ago for Manchester United, 3 years ago during a loan spell to Glasgow Rangers. And this particular manager has shown real faith in him, and here he goes again. Halted though by Bissouma. The Bucks forget the throw.
Did a lot of work in the Basuna and Bentancur in the centre. Struck up a real partnership, particularly in Europe. Been asked a lot of them to do it on their own, but now together they can cover around.
Bissouma with some time. Doggy. Solanke. Doggy sprinting ahead of him, creating some space for Richarlison. Now fired into
Oh my God. Jesus.
Very good defending that by Shaw.
See, Spurs' tactic, get the double up on the wings, get two men out there, pull back another, get the cross in, ask the question of Manchester United. The guys highlighted it in the studio before the game, they suffer from that area.
The Doggy rotated by Masraoui.
Both teams will be very happy with how they've started the game. They both started with intensity. It's been lacking in the league. It's been so evident over recent months for both sides.
Spurs have lost 25 games this season, United 21. So you could understand that they both were a bit watchful and guarded with so much at stake, but it has been a positive start for both camps.
You look at sides that are saying, okay, we're going to put it all on the line because everything has been on the line in this game for months for both sides.
Can't reach that, and he did reach Porro. Referee happy that it was an honest challenge. Giving it to Amad Diallo. Eluded the Doggy, unable to make further progress. Shaw improvising in order to connect with Mount. There's Patrick Dorgu. Eddie Yora. Bruno Fernandes. Diallo. Just United throw.
It's just gone down a notch, hasn't it? Manchester United on the ball. They've been slow out at times this season in possession, and just feel that when you do get the ball, the option to come back is a safe one. Wide players are the option that's on, but they need support around them. We saw Diallo here a minute ago not have the options when he gets forward. There again, he's not really got the option for a ball inside.
Casemiro with the switch to Dorgu. Beautifully delivered. Dorgu's cross is hung up. Flurry arrived and Doggy did particularly well. This is Amad Diallo. And now Bruno Fernandes. Good handling this time from Vicario.
That's the run. That's the run there. We're talking about get the ball out wide is fine, but you need another run. You need another player to create another option. They can't just chuck it in from miles out. Good from Bruno Fernandes.
Wow, reaching over Solanke. Here is the Manchester United captain. He lost the ball there. Put his hand up an apology immediately.
Come on.
Mount. Johnson was stretching around Mount and catching him before the ball.
It's going as much from this man Bentancur as it was from Brennan Johnson. He could have him a few times to pull in the arm, but a bit of control from Manchester United. See at the top of the line of wall of Tottenham place, Harry Maguire loitering right at the very top of the far post.
Sure, 6 out the head of Maguire. It's a little too long. Romero hooks it away. It fell. Manchester United throw. Yellow. Stepped past the Doggy, but we've had Basuma covering him. Went back by Bruno Fernandes. Casemiro. Fernandes is just going to see so much more of the ball in this conventional midfield role rather than one of the two wide tens, as Manchester United call their flank players. Richarlison. Solanke.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a rather ambitious challenge by Casemiro.
Romero demonstrating with the referee, he knows what Casemiro knew. Casemiro knew exactly what he was doing. He saw that the options were on the far side for Solanke, and Casemiro recognised that and said, well, this is going to go no further. It's a tactical foul from him.
An Argentine complaining about a Brazilian surely. Great football rivalry of South America. It's part of this contest too. Oro, who's from southern Spain originally, but he's played here previous life for the likes of Girona and Valladolid. Basuma. I'm going to step away from first mount and then Dorgu. Dorgu recovered, got the ball. The referee giving both teams the licence to slide in and challenge.
Recognises it's a Premier League game in effect, and it is being played Premier League pace, and Basuma did really well there.
Should was to give it to Faro. Temptation is just give it to him. He's got such a great cross on him. Faro will do well to wriggle out of that corner. The Bilbis attempt to clear his hip. Chasing on the arm. It's slightly ironic that there are only 4 Englishmen on the field. The good shine of Brendan Johnson stepping there. It was impeded by his own defender as much as anybody there, Vicario.
Just the presence is enough. He's trying to make the point. So it's hard as a goalkeeper. Once you're set, once you're ready to come for a cross, it gets stopped initially. possibly when the referee's not looking.
"25 goalless minutes without a truly glaring chance for either team. Plenty of potential for goals. Forward by Porro. Maguire eyeing Solanke rather nervously. Dealt with it pretty well in the end, Harry Maguire. Benson though. The doggy. But it is the go-to, isn't it, Clive? Just get it over the back line of Manchester United, get them tracking back. Sure, Maguire don't want to be going that way. Used it a number of times. If they're dropping it into Harry Maguire in front of him, then he's going to win it all day long. Anyone in world football knows that. Richarlison is an outlet in the air too. He is a converted striker. The doggy. Well, deserved better, really. Dorgu in 2 minds has conceded a pretty cheap corner. The cross from Destiny, a doggy, was a beauty.
Didn't have that overload at the far post like they would have done on the other side to stand it up and just tease Manchester United defence. Wasn't took noise. Got a shot for his goalkeeper, but still wasn't sure.
Pedro Porro back on corner taking duty. Romero and Van der Ven forward from the back. Towards Bentancur. Richarlison.
Damn.
Kept alive by Basuma. Turned away by Maguire. Basuma again. Casemiro away. Bentancur with the cover. Solanke unable to control. The doggy unable to control, and he impeded Diallo.
It's all about moments, final. Seeing through little moments, seeing through moments of pressure. Both teams have done that so far. He's thinking, we're not perfect, we can do more in an attacking sense, but we're seeing through the opponent's moments so far.
The 3 Manchester United centre-backs forward for this free kick. Played short to Amad Diallo. It's a lovely turn. Revan Johnson defending the near post. It is a real danger when Diallo's on the ball. Romero is down in the penalty area holding his face.
He's got the beating of him, hasn't he? He's got the beating of Udogi. He knows that. In running towards his own goal, get into the penalty area. No, just don't want to be there, don't want to be doing that.
Both teams are attacking the ends of the stadium behind which their local support is gathered. The ticket allocations are just under 15,000 for each club. Tonight's capacity is just over 40,000.
There's slightly more than 15,000 of each team in it.
Romero seems quite keen to get on with this. Christian Romero less so.
And he doesn't want treatment. Then he'll have to go off, but doesn't want to really carry on either for the moment.
There's a tangle with Rasmus Højlund. Shaw stood up for Masraoui, who's managed to force it on to Amad Diallo, and now Bruno Fernandes. down by Patsar. Nero and Boylan just carrying on the conversation in and around the penalty area. Mason Mount getting involved. Yellow. They couldn't control the cross and his unfavoured right foot this time. But his pace and trickery is a real headache for the left side of the Tottenham defence. With Richarlison in front of you, you've not particularly got a defence-minded midfielder there at all. You've got a striker who's playing as the left winger, so he's not got much help out there. It may be a case for Bissouma to recognise that from midfield and step out when he can and not leave him so isolated. Glanced on by Solanke. This is Richarlison, runs into Casemiro. Doggy. It's the throw. Sumi. Was he clipped there by Masraoui? Referee unconvinced. We heard it, but we couldn't see it.
Get the ball out.
Sumi was just about getting to his feet. They're unable to control an awkward ball. Down again on the far side.
Oh! Ow.
They hurt.
That hurts.
They hurt, whether he meant it or not. Not so sure, but
No!
it's caught him a treat. That's right. Trying to look as innocent as he can. This could be a long 12 minutes for Yves Bissouma. Trying to run that off through to half time, see before he can get some treatment. Yeah, that's what's commonly referred to in sport as a dead leg. The numbness comes across the thigh and difficult to get mobile again. Boylan finding Bruno Fernandes. Bissouma finding the ball. Richarlison, the dog
Holding.
back by Amad Diallo, but has escaped. Foul by Bruno Fernandes in there. Interesting to see the referee goes to his pocket and gives a card for Amad Diallo because it was certainly a yellow card offence.
Oh, they both could get booked, couldn't they? It's take your pick time. He needs a word in his ear if he doesn't. From his officials, from his teammates here, the referee, he's telling them all to go away. He needs to find his yellow card for Amad, that's for sure.
Nice. Good.
First of the final. The Ivory Coast International, Amad Diallo.
Strong customer, Charlison. Just a rile the opponent he comes up against.
Fun. Jesus.
As clear as you like, that one.
There's a fair bit of edge out there. I need to tell you that when order is restored, it will be Pedro Porro to take the free kick.
A little bit more time and Anna now on this one to judge the flight of it.
Porro
Oh my God,
at
come
his
on.
best. One back momentarily by Basuma. Diallo has been caught and he's down. Johnson's only cross. Solanke looked like that came off his arm and did
Damn
it. Seen a lot of Dominic Solanke so far tonight. He's scored in his last 3 Europa League games. Made a real impact at the sharp end of the competition.
It's not a tall order tonight. He's up against 3 centre halves, and when Manchester United get the press right, they have to go long and high to him. Harry Maguire is there to win any headers, so the quality of the ball forward and the length of the ball forward is critical for Dominic Solanke.
Tottenham's club record signing, $75 million. Chase this one with Maguire. Maguire
Pass it.
is down
Oh,
Richarlison,
it's
but he
way
stepped
too
up too
hard,
far
dude.
in front of Solanke.
Come on.
Euro has to deal
Go.
with it and didn't really
Ah.
start all the stole away from him.
He's asking his goalkeeper to come out for that, and I don't think Anand could. See him desperately pleading, saying, come for it, and he had no idea that Patsar was going to be there. Thought it was just a one-man press.
Won't get it by Romero. There's been an area of collision in which Bruno Fernandes has been caught.
He's smiling. I'm not sure Bruno Fernandes is. Real battle out there at times.
It's a Summer that he was jumping with. Finding Dorgu. Diallo allowed to turn. That's Rawi. So it's down well by a doggy. Can be a bonus of it falling here to Richarlison. With the ball well. The doggy. It was Rawi on the ball, but it was a clumsy looking challenge. Casemiro forward towards Mount, away by Basuma. There was a late challenge there, which has been penalised, and Manchester United have a free kick.
Yeah, good referee. Allowed the play to continue, and then with the late tackle on Højlund, and it was good from Højlund. We've seen very, very little of him. A lot of critics this season, and he's been really struggling for form. Fighting players, fighting himself, fighting everybody around him.
Here's Amad Diallo again. Found space to have a shot himself that time. Richarlison closed him down eventually.
Shut up.
Maybe on the follow through. Diallo was caught.
Richarlison isn't happy. The players aren't happy with Goldie for kicking the ball off. It's a good play. It's not a head injury.
I think it was much the momentum of Amad Diallo's follow through which caused the collision. There's an interesting contest on that side because, as you say, Richarlison is playing on the left-hand side of the Tottenham Hotspur attack. It's really a central striker by trade, so he's probably not used to the defensive responsibilities and duties that we're trying to protect his full-back or his flank in that side.
And not just that, we saw him with the yards he had to try and carry the ball for.
Good from Maguire. Bruno Fernandes. Given away by Van der Ven. Basuma. It's a little wayward. Mazraoui to Bruno Fernandes. This is picked up by Saar. Really competent in that central area. Saar looking for options. Richarlison.
Good. Come on.
It's coaxed into Bentancur. Of course, it's whipped in and...
Come on! Yes! Yes! Come on! Come on!
Johnson kicked down into the
Yes!
over the line before Manchester United can react.
There you go.
Tottenham Hotspur's leading goal scorer this season. And he's stolen
Come on.
the lead here for his team. He scored in the semi-final against Bodo Glimt in London.
You know, this is it.
And he
This is
scored
it.
in the final against Manchester United in Bilbao. 18 for the season.
Come on.
Brennan
This is
Johnson.
it.
Well, it's not pretty, but it's massive for Tottenham Hotspur to get the ball wide. And before you ask any questions, get the ball in the box. And it's a wonderful cross from Papsar. He's only in the team as an optional, as an extra, as an addition to the side that should have been playing tonight, but he's proved his worth. Takes a dig off Luke Shaw and then off Brennan Johnson. Who it goes down to, I'm not sure, but the quality on the ball asked the question of Manchester United. It's been a tactic from the start for Tottenham. Get the ball wide, get a cross in. Their plans have worked, his plans have worked. They're in the lead.
Come on, Spurs. Let's go.
Well, they conceded the first goal of both the quarter-final and the round of 16 matches against Eintracht Frankfurt and AZ Alkmaar. They were behind to the Dutch side for 100 minutes of football in total before they got a hold of that tie in the first half of the return in London. They trailed Frankfurt for 20 minutes in the first leg and had to win that tie in Germany. But they've got their noses in front tonight. And I think Brennan Johnson just managed to get that final touch to smuggle it over the line and claim the famous goal for himself.
It's a big couple of minutes going up now, but no belief that will bring Tottenham.
Bruno Fernandes. Richarlison is back there to hook it away. Manchester United are unbeaten in this competition this season in 14 games, but they have been behind in half of those games. They've trailed in 7 of them, but nobody's beaten them.
Oh, come on. What's the time?
15 games, but they have been behind in half of those games. They've trailed in 7 of them, but nobody's beaten them. Amatiala. Europa. Casemiro.
No.
Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, there we go.
He's found the massive frame of Mickey van der Ven. Smart move, though, from Manchester United. They've got it back here with Mazraoui, Bruno Fernandes. Hoyland is
Come on,
there,
defense.
but couldn't adjust.
Bruno Fernandes drifting, leaving that centre midfield position, and it's a really good effect again. Extra man run, that third man run.
Well, games involving these two this season have been averaging more than 3 goals a game. So it would have been strange if we'd gone very long without a breakthrough. It was a scruffy old goal when it came, but boy, is it important. It means so much to Tottenham Hotspur. Two added minutes.
2 minutes.
And it's just the willingness to put the ball in. You look at number 22, Brennan Johnson. Luke Shaw doesn't really know that he's there. There's no communication from Dorgu. You can see Luke Shaw immediately look around at him and say, tell me, let me know. I don't know he's there. Just to get the bodies in the box and across the goal.
In his birthday week, turns 24 on Friday. He scored against Roma this season. He scored against Manchester City this season. He scored against Manchester United back in September. And he scored against them again. Bruno Fernandes. Headed away by Romero. Amad Diallo. Luke Shaw.
Kick it out, kick it out.
Warren vacated that space. Here's Amad Diallo again. Goalkeeper's
Hey, good job.
under no pressure this time.
Cheers like a goal. Clear thinking. Clear goalkeeping for Dario. The pressure now to be released a little bit.
Well, there are going to be very different emotions during the half-time interval. And the scoreline remains as it is. Richarlison holding off Mazraoui, feeding him.
Come on, come on. Nobody's over there.
It's a speculative cross, nobody in particular. But you certainly couldn't say that of the Pat Sarr cross which set up the goal.
Half time.
Guided in from an angle.
Yes.
Awkward to defend. And Brennan Johnson smelt out the opportunity to steer it somehow beyond Shaw and the goalkeeper and give Tottenham Hotspur the lead at halfway in the Europa League final. It's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Manchester United 0.
With Geico, we can easily bundle